All right, if you need a quick and easy and also delicious Easter treat, stick around because today we are making empty tomb rolls. My kids love to help make these every year, and it's such a simple process. I look forward to it too. It's a great tradition around Easter, and I can't wait to make these with you today. Come along. All right, to get started on this recipe, you're just going to need to pull out a few ingredients, just a handful of ingredients. And honestly, I don't really measure anything, although I do plan to put some exact measurements over on my blog at rustichoney.com. I'll link that below in case you want those specific measurements. I am just getting a couple of cookie sheets out lined with parchment paper for our crescent rolls. And I've seen people do these with muffin tins too, but honestly, if I was going to do a muffin tin, I would definitely use a liner because this is a sticky roll. We're going to start with some marshmallows here and kind of create an assembly line. So we have our crescent rolls. I even grabbed some cinnamon rolls because I wanted to try that this year. And then you make a bowl of a cinnamon sugar mixture. And again, I just eyeball this, but you're going to do about maybe a quarter to half a cup of sugar to get started and maybe a tablespoon of that cinnamon just to get a good little mixture there. Then we're going to melt that butter. I used about 4 tablespoons of butter, and I just used regular unsalted butter. It's what I had on hand. I really don't think it's going to matter too much for you in this recipe. We're really just doing some coating with it. So get that butter melted and create your assembly line of marshmallows, cinnamon sugar, and your butter. And then we're going to lay out all of our crescent roll dough. You could also use any freezer dough. You could use like Rhodes rolls would probably be fine. I even thought about even buying like the pizza dough crust. It would probably be just fine. But biscuits, anything that's super easy. I think that's the key here, especially if you want to make this with your kids. Make it as easy as possible for yourself. There are some really good homemade roll recipes on Pinterest, but you know, when I'm just doing a quick project with the kids, this is what it looks like. It's going to be a canned biscuit dough. So we're going to start by dipping a marshmallow in the butter and then rolling it in the cinnamon and sugar. And the kids love to do this part. So just have everybody wash their hands and let them all dive in. They absolutely love this part. I'm just going to roll each marshmallow in the crescent roll and seal it on the bottom as best I can. I really tried to seal these really well so that the marshmallow would not leak out, but inevitably it happens a little bit in the process. Now, the cool part about the empty tomb rolls is it's a way to share the story of Easter with your children at the same time. So in this recipe, Jesus is the marshmallow, and he is then, I think there's several different versions of this. Basically, I call the crescent roll the burial cloth, and then, but technically it's the tomb. So some people call the butter sugar mixture like the burial cloth, and then the crescent roll the tomb. But either way, you get the idea that Jesus went into the tomb, and by the time we bake these, Jesus has risen from the dead. He disappeared. The marshmallow disappears from the middle of the tomb. And I think that it's just a really neat thing for the kids to see, and maybe brings the story to life a little bit for them. Either way, it gets us talking about the real reason we celebrate Easter, and that's what's really important this time of year.
Gonna stay in this moment. Gonna lay here on the grass.
All right, so I did have a roll of cinnamon roll dough that I bought, and I thought I might try to smush it down and then roll that over the marshmallow. Didn't work out, so I decided I would just, they unrolled really easily, so I just unrolled them and then I twisted them up into more of a stick, and so I decided I would make cinnamon roll crosses, and that worked out really great with the little tombs. So I did, I guess 4 crosses all together since there was 8 cinnamon rolls and 2 cinnamon rolls per cross. They were super easy, and I'm going to show you here at the end maybe a good idea to make a platter of these for an upcoming event this Easter.
Places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times.
Now, I kind of just follow the recipes on the crescent roll dough packaging as far as how to bake it, but it's about 375 for 13 to 15 minutes, give or take, depending on which type of dough you use. But stick those into the oven and see how it turns out and if our tombs are empty.
All
Now these are super hot when they first come out because of that marshmallow, so don't let the kids grab one right away. Let them cool just a little bit and let that marshmallow kind of leach out as it's going to. But as you can see, the tomb is empty on the inside. It's such a magical surprise for the kids, and just a delicious roll of a treat for Easter. Now again, to make this as simple as possible, I did bake this on parchment paper, so if you're not going to do it on a flat surface, if you want them to look a little bit more fluffy, I know, again, like I've said, people have put them in muffin tins, but I would highly recommend putting them with a liner underneath just because they are pretty sticky and pretty messy. I'm just going to add a little bit of icing to our cinnamon roll crosses, and then I'm going to put all of this on a platter and get ready for Easter.
Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times.
These are an absolute hit in our household, and honestly, they usually don't make it past a day. But if you needed to store these, you could store them in an airtight container for a few days and be just fine. But I do think they are best made fresh. And since they're so quick and easy, it's not too hard to make them the same day as you're going to serve them. These crosses turned out really good. I thought you could do a platter like this with 3 crosses to represent Easter. And I thought it'd be really pretty if you added like a rainbow of fruit to make a fruit tray and then put these crosses on top. So you could do like some green, maybe kiwis at the bottom to represent some like grassy hills, and then work your way up into a rainbow or like a sunrise. Oh my gosh, I was just thinking, oh, this would be a really pretty fruit tray, and then put the crosses on top, and you would just have your own little picture of Easter. But I didn't have any fruit in the house, but that's just an idea for you. I'm just gonna throw on those on top, and we're gonna wish you a happy Easter. There you go, say hi. Say happy Easter.